meeting is being recorded. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah, will you read the minutes of the last meeting?
Board of Trustees of Harlan Township met in regular session this 20th day of August 2025 at regular meeting place of 8276 State Route 132. Trustees Edward Brzezinski and Marcus Shelton present. Meeting called to order by Mr. Brzezinski at 7 p.m. Mr. Brzezinski asked all present to stand and say Pledge of Allegiance. Minutes read from regular session August 6, 2025. Mr. Shelton made a motion to approve minutes as read, second by Mr. Brzezinski. Chief Pegram updated trustees on part-time staffing. Chief Pegram discussed the Warren County Hazardous Mitigation Plan, Resolution 082025-1. Mr. Brzezinski moved to adopt resolution for Warren County Multi-Jurisdictional Hazard Mitigation 5-year Plan update, seconded by Mr. Shelton. Roll call, Mr. Brzezinski, yes. Mr. Shelton, yes. Chief Pegram requested hiring Mark Peters as part-time firefighter paramedic at $26 per hour effective August 20th, 2025. Mr. Shelton made a motion to hire Mark Peters as part-time firefighter paramedic, seconded by Mr. Brzezinski. Chief Pegram reported backflow preventer at Station 81 was serviced and inspected, however, found it was not working properly and needs replaced for an estimated $4,500. Mr. Shelton made a motion to replace, seconded by Mr. Brzezinski. Chief Pegram discussed dedication of Lieutenant Jeff Urey over the last several years and is requesting trustees promote him to captain effective August 20th, 2025. Mr. Shelton made a motion to promote Lieutenant Jeff Urey to captain, seconded by Mr. Brzezinski. Mr. Mason reported Bentley Mounds is scheduled to be paved on August 23rd, 2025. Mr. Mason reported the John Deere 5100M repair cost $6,654.14. Mr. Brzezinski made a motion to approve repairs, seconded by Mr. Shelton. Mr. Mason spoke with Spectrum regarding the phone service. After discussion, Mr. Mason recommends Township switch from Spectrum to voice over IP system. This will reduce monthly rate from $190 per month to $100 for first year, then approximately $130 per month after. Trustees agreed to switching to phone service. Old business, Mr. Shelton discussed waiting to approve the new township administrator contract until a later date. Mr. Shelton discussed bids received for Edwardsville Cemetery driveway that closed at 7 p.m. on August 20th, 2025. Received bids from Miller Dirt Works in the amount of $28,265 and Brzezinski Excavating in the amount of $37,500. Will review bids and make decision at a later time. New business, Mr. Brzezinski reported Warren County Rural Zoning Commission will meet on September 3rd. Community comments, Mr. Shelton asked Katie Cordry how the cornhole tournament went at Station 81, had a good turnout for the event. Ms. Williams gave written financial report to trustees. Mr. Shelton made a motion to pay bills, seconded by Mr. Brzezinski. We had no correspondence. Mr. Brzezinski made a motion to adjourn, seconded by Mr. Shelton. Meeting adjourned at 7:21.
Your Honor, do you have any corrections?
No, sir.
I have a motion to accept the minutes as read.
Make that motion.
Second. Chief Pegram, are you ready for your report?
I am, sir. So the report for the month of August, we had a total of 51 fire and EMS calls. 8 of those were fire runs, 38 were EMS calls, 5 were motor vehicle accidents where fire and EMS both responded. 1 call was handled by mutual aid, but we were already out on multiple other calls. So that was that we only had 1 mutual aid call. We provided a mutual aid medic to Salem once, so that's the first time we've been able to back up our neighboring communities for quite a long time. Call volume is up significantly. We're up 14% year to date. And of note, we've had 7 runs in the last 36 hours. And usually when we have months where we have like 50 runs, that's because we had a big storm or something. No, we had 51 individual fire and EMS runs. So not sure what to equate it to. You know, summertime's usually a little bit slower. But runs have picked up since we started staffing the ambulance. And like I said, those are all 50 of the 51 were in Harlan Township. Part-time staffing, real quick. Average response time for our first month of part-time staffing was 7 minutes 4 seconds. That's about 7 minutes and 45 seconds faster than the previous month on average. When I wrote this, it was 100%, but actually we gave away one mutual aid run when we were already out on a call. But almost 100% of our runs, and several times we were able to staff both the part-time paid ambulance and a volunteer ambulance for simultaneous calls in the township. We had paramedics on duty 20 of 28 shifts, which is 72% of the time. And we came in 6.8% under budget for payroll expenses for the first month. So just appreciate the trustees' support. Obviously, the system is working as designed. My first agenda item tonight is a request we have 5 mobile data computers that are obsolete, no longer used. They're sitting in boxes. Some of them have been out of service for months, some for years. I checked with Warren County Telecom. They do have a use for old computers to use with their training center at the EMA. So my request tonight would be a motion to declare surplus and donate 5 mobile data computers to Warren County Telecom.
I'll make the motion. Second.
Next item is we do need to purchase 5 sets of firefighter turnout gear for new hires. Most of the costs associated will be reimbursed through our SAFER grant. So the board action tonight would be motion to purchase 5 sets of firefighter turnout gear for a total cost not to exceed $23,470.
Make a motion to purchase 5 sets of firefighter turnout gear for a total cost not to exceed $23,470.
Second.
And then just an update on a few maintenance and repair items. The vehicle exhaust system has finally been repaired and is operational as designed. It will activate if the building gets too much CO or go into alarm if it gets a significant amount of CO. So we're glad that those repairs are finally fixed, especially now that we have people sleeping in the building. The tires on the fire apparatus have been replaced. However, the backflow preventer that needs repair that you approved at your last meeting has not been repaired yet. And that's the report.
We just wrote them a check then for the backflow.
The first check was for their annual inspection. The second, the one you approved last meeting, is the repairs. But the repairs have not been done.
Is that the incoming line with the sediment bowl in it?
Yes.
And it gets a dot. One grain of sand can keep that from functioning.
Yeah. The gentleman, the comment I've heard, and I didn't hear it first person, was that it was probably installed incorrectly originally. Now they inspect it, on a regular basis. I'm not sure how we went that long and have a problem.
Bypass.
Yeah. So, but we're gonna fix it. Right now, it's leaking into a bucket, and I just emptied the bucket every day.
Thanks, Jim. Thank you, sir. Mr. Mason, you ready for your report?
Yeah, so road crews have spent quite a bit of time up on Starkey, Clevenger, and Osceola Road. They've cut out some bad spots and are using the hot box to repair those for the last couple of weeks. They are back to a 7:30 to 3:30 schedule from the early schedule since the daylight's kind of moving around on us. Unfortunately, I have to bring back up the John Deere 5100M. We did go pick it up Friday. They hooked up the bush hog and it would not engage the bush hog. I did some looking into it on Friday and found that the PTO didn't appear to be making pressure for the clutch pack. So it went back it went back Friday to Ag Pro. They took it back apart and they found the housing for the clutch pack for the PTO was scored pretty badly, letting oil bypass and not build any pressure. He says they did not have that apart when they had it there the first time. They were working in front of it. And they have no idea how it would have happened. So it was working when it went up. They didn't take this apart.
No.
And now it doesn't work. So it is back up there in pieces. Their estimate was $4,400 to repair. Again, hopefully in the process, they're going to be able to figure out what caused it to happen. So the motion I have is to approve the repairs not to exceed $5,000.
Make the motion to approve repairs not to exceed $5,000. Second that.
So another I'm on a roll. With Ring Central, still waiting for the changeover to occur. I had hoped that since it was through Spectrum and Ring Central, that they would play nice and be able to get along, and it would be a pretty seamless transition. That has not proved to be the case. When we started the transition, for some reason, the voicemail on the 2727 number went away through Spectrum. I can get it back up and going, so I said, well, we'll just wait. It's supposed to be done last Thursday was our changeover date. I called Friday. They said, well, there's some issue with it. They can't get it. It's called porting over. They couldn't get it to port over. Then I got notification over the weekend that it was going to be denied. So worked on it today, and they still blame each other. So they said, start again. So I started again. I put in another troubleshooting order through Ring Central. What I did do when we set up the Ring Central, they give you generic phone numbers as your placeholders. So we have technically new phone numbers to use. So what I did through Spectrum, I was still able to forward the phone calls. So the phone calls, you can still call 2727. They've got 4 rings to answer at the firehouse. They don't answer it there. It's going to forward directly to our Ring Central voicemail. So at least we do have voicemail backup for the system. It's kind of a convoluted way to get there, but 10 to 14 days to do it again. So we'll see over the next 10 to 14 days what happens. So hopefully next meeting I'll have better news that is up and running and fun. The last thing I have is I updated the contract language for Bright Acres lease. Mark and I met with them last week, maybe I've lost track, maybe last week, a couple weeks ago. It's close. I sent that out to you. Are there any, before I send it to them for review, are there any questions or concerns, you guys, on the lease?
No, sir.
It's some good reading, I know.
That's really expensive. Yeah.
I didn't write the whole thing, but I wrote enough of it. I'm not a typer all day. Pretty good at it as written. I'll send it over to you guys to review, and then any questions we can get back together again on that.
And that, when is that? This October 1st?
October 1st.
October 1st.
Yeah. Their current one goes to October, so we have another meeting.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Any old business, Ed? No, sir. Marcus?
We need to discuss the driveway at Edwardsville for the back section that we got the bids on. Steve, you wanna, I know you called references and stuff like that. You want to say that?
Yes, I reached out, obviously with Mr. Brzezinski, his son submitting a bid. I reached out to Warren County Prosecutor's Office to clarify any processes that we need to take. My suggestion, I think Ed had mentioned too, that he would not engage in any of the conversation or certainly the awarding of the bid. I mentioned that to the prosecutor's office, and recommendation was there was a finding somewhere that similar thing had happened. I never did get the follow up from her, but that she urged some pretty extreme caution with that. Just because he doesn't participate or doesn't vote doesn't make there be a conflict there. So that was conversation with her. I did do follow up on Miller Dirtworks. Is that right? Yeah, Miller Dirtworks. I was able to get a hold of one of the references that they had listed. They're currently doing work for them somewhere off of 275, and he had good things to say about his work on 275. The other two did not get back.
We can't just pick the cheapest one. Either way, we could be.
I'm sorry, I don't have clarification for she wasn't sure what the decision was. It was a decision that had gone, I'm assuming a board of trustees or somewhere in Ohio went to the ethics board.
And the trustee had actually exempted himself.
Yes, yeah. The situation was whether it's a council person or trustee, they had recused themselves from conversation, recused themselves from voting. It was awarded to the family member, and it still ended up being found to be an ethics violation. She wasn't sure why, what it was. They were very surprised. I guess Warren County Prosecutor's Office was very surprised that the ethics board ruled that way. They felt that it was not a conflict, but the Ohio Ethics Commission did. And she did not get that sent over to me so that I could review the similarities and differences. But she did say to use some caution with how we handle it. Clear as mud.
what would be the possibility of opening this back up and inviting other people? Can we undo the time frame that we already set forth?
We don't have to, I mean, we put it out for bid, but we don't have to award it.
Accept it.
Right,
Redo it.
but we can also just take it to the next meeting. And maybe you'll have more information on what we are and aren't allowed to do. I hate to go back out to the bid process again, because now we're pushing into.
Winter time.
Matter.
Yeah.
Who could throw a fit? Are you saying someone,
Anybody.
Anybody could.
It's actually a crime. The board of trustees could be found guilty of a crime for awarding a contract. Ethics violation. So just so you know, I've dealt with this in Claremont County, and the prosecutor's office there gave the same, not only for trustees, but family members of employees. So we had a situation where a flooring company was going to do work for Goshen Township, and the township administrator's son worked for that company, and the prosecutor's office would not allow us to use that vendor.
Yeah, I think they're kind of in our conversation it was implied bias. So there was, if you have a family, person on the board, a family member, like Chief Pegram said, it's just, whether it's proven or not, it's implied bias, and the ethics commission does not like that.
But you're also talking about $10,000 difference.
Yeah, close enough.
Well, I mean, it's
Yeah.
bad.
We're just explaining,
Well, I understand that,
because only two people, this went for a month and only two people turned bids in.
I get it. I understand. I'm just,
I mean, is that you saying that, I guess, all things equal, you prefer Brzezinski's bid over?
No, we haven't made a decision, and he's explaining what he went through with the references and the prosecutor's office,
I mean,
just so that everybody
the
knows.
potential violation only comes into play.
Right, if we was to
Brzezinski.
award it to a, right, potentially.
It's not like the whole thing has to be pushed aside because.
I still want to know the outcome of this, like, I want him to follow up and, But I think if we went back out to, like I said, if we put this back out to bid, we're going to be going into, I don't think we're gonna get, everybody's busy. There was two people, Styles and Coomer, both of them said they're through next year. They can't bid. And these were the only two that, so I think, in my opinion, I think we could go ahead and award it. I mean, that's my opinion. Yeah.
Pick the cheapest one.
it's my money.
It's the only
Say
one.
that's why you chose that one. I mean,
It's my
I'm
money.
obviously not a lawyer.
So, as you making the question,
I mean, are you happy with the references? I mean, I know there was a
I
little
only heard from one.
hesitation from about Cook Works, but.
Yeah, the only one to call me back of the three that he listed was the job he's currently working on. It's a $250,000 project. Has to do with the state of Ohio engineers. It's somewhere along 275. That requires some amount of higher skill than what I would think our cemetery driveway is going to take.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
In order to not make 275 slide down the hill. So they frowned upon that.
But I guess the fear would be the way you guys are asking them to warrant it. Did you get them to come back to our little township if needed another load of gravel to fill something in because it's washing out or something?
I can't get our phone company to switch our phone numbers. I'm not the one to ask probably.
Yeah.
I can't get a tractor fixed. I can't.
I mean, are you waiting for other references? I guess that's what I'm curious, whether they gave you any, maybe more scale.
I mean, again,
Whether they can,
I'm not a
somebody
voting
can
member of
attest
this.
to, yeah,
I mean,
they responded quick every time I called them kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, this is my opinion. I don't vote in this, obviously. So, and we had two bids. Yeah, we have the precautions with the Brzezinski bid. The Miller Dirt Works bid is the cheaper bid as well. So, can I guarantee that they're? I mean, I can't guarantee.
there were some precautions on that one also that we had to work through. But it needs to be done.
Awarded, just make a motion to pick cheapest one.
Now you have to name that.
Thought I'd throw that out there.
There's the amounts, there's the name.
All right. Make the motion to award the cemetery work to, what did we say?
What's his name? Up there. It's on the
Mailer.
next page.
Miller Dirt
Miller Dirt Works. $28,265.
All right, Richard, we got that taken care of. Is that why you're here tonight?
Huh?
Is that why you're here tonight?
Yes.
They could be, you never know. I might have a couple of ideas.
All right, and then on another old business, we have the air conditioning, the heating, the mini split. I don't know what room that is, on the second story that we've been fighting. June. I've gotten 2 bids to replace that. One was from R&W Heating and Cooling, and the other was Odor Heating and Air. That's that Jared that you know. Jared's was 5,200.
Which one was that?
Odor Heating and Air. Heat, whatever that is. I guess that's the name of this company. Just a circle. And then there's another one from R&W Heating and Cooling for 5,200. So they're exactly the same. R&W did send an email stating that they would forgive all of their invoices that they haven't invoiced yet. So they would forgive about $1,200.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, I would just like to keep in mind their number one, quality work, their timeliness on coming out, and even answering the call.
I mean, we went all summer with 95-degree room with kids in it.
Or telling us they were on their way and never showed. Multiple times. That's the opinion I have.
And I'm recusing myself from this decision. If Jared's my cousin.
I mean, when
So
you're a
here-
small town, what do people expect?
I would lean more towards P3.
Well, P3, and then just pay R&W what we owe them.
I mean, it's gonna cost us more money, technically. 5,200.
So R&W is still going to charge if you don't go with them
We've already, yes.
for doing.
Well,
They have an invoice for all the work that they've already.
yeah, they've replaced the lines, they've replaced other stuff.
But if that wasn't the problem
Well,
at the end of it,
They could
that's what caused the problem. The leak, I guess, messed up the unit. I don't know, it's like,
right? But that's my point. They were out 2 or 3 times before they replaced the lines. So if it would have been fixed the first time, they probably would have had to replace the lines, correct?
we're still gonna get invoiced. If you show up, you're getting invoiced.
Kind of hard because you have, you're basically the customer and we're paying the bill. You have 3 people kind of involved.
Right.
When it's just
Which I get and respect,
when
but
it's 2,
they were horrible to work with. And we said that from the very first or second time that they didn't do what they were going to say they were doing. And we called 4 or 5 other times to try to get them to continue to do work that we knew they weren't fixing.
so your feelings are with these 2 estimates. What would you?
Oh, I would not do any work with R&W personally if it ever came to me.
And we had the same issue with another one last year, year before.
Yeah, the
Rick
one
was
on
working
the,
with.
yeah.
I understand paying some of the invoice, but if I fix something for somebody and I can't fix it, my truth is I'm gonna make it half right. And obviously they tried. When in the beginning, with experience, if they knew right offhand this old unit wasn't gonna be repaired, why did we waste all the time trying to fix it in the first place?
That's you though.
Correct.
Technology.
All I have is what they've emailed.
I'm not arguing, disagreeing. You
No.
pick who you want.
Right.
The industry is struggling with this right now. They're hugely popular. Nobody can fix them. They can replace another, put another one in for you, but I think I've met maybe 2 heating and air techs that can probably troubleshoot that, fix it too.
Maybe.
So what,
Even Jared told me that
It's not, they don't know it yet.
none of them are the same. and
Right.
They're finicky. And
so do we have what RNW has charged thus far?
I think it was 1,200. Because they were willing to, yeah, there was, if there, we could do $2,600 in repairs to that unit that's a 2012 model.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Or we can just put a new unit, be done with it. But we've had issues, that's the one we've had issues since we took the building. Remember that one had the head unit.
Took it apart, cleaned it, washed it out, blew the drain out.
That one definitely needs to be replaced.
But so what RNW is saying is if you award them the bid, the only thing you're gonna walk away paying is the 5,200. You're not gonna pay any of the
Right.
12,000.
Right.
For
They
the
would
previous-
forgive, yeah, they would forgive all the previous trips.
Well, obviously, from
That-
a business standpoint,
Yeah,
it's
so
gonna be
she's
smarter
supposed
to go from RNW, but never use them moving forward.
Yeah, but they're gonna warranty it for how long?
Still gonna be in the picture.
They don't have a warranty too long. I think it's like 2 years and all these things.
So you're recusing yourself from all this?
Absolutely.
Related to
I'm
every
just
other
listening.
in the county.
Who are you not related to?
Everybody's his cousin.
No, he's not related to me.
Okay, okay. You getting there?
I would be favorable to use Jared, but I think it needs to be, he lives in the township. He's done work for me and around, I haven't really seen it work, honestly. So I can't really say, how I feel, but he seems to be pretty technical. He seems to be very responsible and accessible. So that'd be my thoughts, but the money thing, that's a whole different ballgame.
Jared showed up for us here multiple times on our dime, 8, 9 o'clock at night to look at things. And at my house.
Oh, he's got good references.
He has an awesome reputation.
Yeah, that's a good job.
Like Bridget said, we're looking at this from a business standpoint.
I understand.
And we're in agreement. on
I
what-
get both sides,
We're in
100%,
agreement,
but as business, yeah, I think I would not wanna pay $12,000.
Throw in, I think I told you, I'll throw something on R&W is they put in,
Oh,
I know residential, they probably have 2 different divisions, but I mean, I talked to Rick's and he didn't seem to be interested in my business. Bill Strange was slow. R&W, for me at least, they were the one that got back to me the quickest, came out the next day and installed it the next week with no problem. So, I mean, again, it could be different, but I had a good experience with R&W. So,
I think their issue this past summer has been employment.
yeah, I mean, that's, you can
And
probably go
then
to,
the ones that they bring in are not experienced.
yeah, no, I mean,
As Ed said, they're all kind of experiencing this right
no,
now.
I just left the mechanical contractor working for them. And yeah, I mean, they were down at the bottom of the barrel getting plumbers and HVAC stuff.
All right, I've been watching, and I'm just telling you now, go with R&W. If they don't show up here until 2 o'clock to start doing this, one of you guys are gonna be here till 7 or 8 o'clock when they get done. I'm done.
Thank you, Mike.
Goodbye. This is why we need to have fun.
Wow, it's one of our YouTube followers.
Yes, it is. That is the frustrating thing, because again, he does get off at 3:30, and there's been several times he's
Oh,
up
yeah.
here till 5:30, 6 o'clock, waiting for somebody to show up who said they were gonna be here between 8 and 9 in the morning. So,
That's the nature of
obviously
that
being
work.
biased, I'm with him, because him not being home when he's supposed to be home is frustrating and annoying. Huh?
I see.
Oh, him up here all the time?
No. I've had people come in.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
it's, yep, amen. You done worked your full day. You don't do about 30 watts.
I think some views. I think you kind of said it best earlier. There's a business standpoint and then be done with it. And then we find somebody that will
I'm just saying, I would,
maintain these and be here.
well, yeah, that's another thing. I think if these things get maintained once or twice a year, hopefully we prevent
Right.
these issues and problems from happening.
Yep.
But they need to be maintained like early spring, ready for the summer, not dead heat of summer and then we're out for 2 more months
Where
because
did our
we
ma-
can't fix
where
it.
did our maintenance guy go?
Oh, no.
He
Not
said he
back.
was he's supposed to schedule this. Mike, if you're
Oh.
watching.
He probably wasn't off the camera
He's
shot
out-
either,
he's
so
out
people
there
probably
watching.
had no clue what just happened. I'm just saying, that's R&W for us as a company with working with children, to me, has not just earned that business. Not that we obviously own the building or anything, but we do deal with a lot of the people that come in and out, and
Well, you have to deal with the
they've just
kids being in that
yeah.
way too.
they've not been timely. They've not obviously fixed anything. It's just been a long summer. And this is now the second summer we've been here with one part of the building out of air.
Well, did you make the motion for this P3 bid?
I did not.
But you recommended it?
I did.
Well, then I'll make the motion for P3 to replace that unit at $5,100. Mini split JD. I don't know what that number is. I'll just give it to you.
All right. Back in the game, man. Any more old business, Mr. Shelton? No, I'm done. Jenny, do you have any old business?
No,
How about new business, Jenny? Do you have any new business?
we do have new business.
All right.
Within the fire fund on the appropriations, I have to move out of the machinery equipment appropriation, and I'll write this all down for you guys.
Okay.
I'm going to remove $20,000 from that appropriations and take that appropriation down to $370,438.45, and I'm moving that $20,000 to our repairs and maintenance because we've needed it. We've gone basically over. So I'm making the repairs and maintenance appropriation $120,000. So it's within the funds. We're allowed to do that, but I just have to read it at a meeting. All I got.
All right, thank you. Mr. Krasinski?
Yep. I need a couple more estimates, but we wanted to see in a ballpark, a preliminary estimates on work to be done at the firehouse. There's a lot of things that would be unseen in here, and there's a lot of other things that are going to be additional to that. But this is the ballpark of where we would be with without our mechanical drawings, which are still, we will still have to have before we could do any work. But just wanted you to look those over.
Right now or before the next meeting?
We're not gonna make any decisions on them. We wanted to be informed of what we thought our cost was gonna be as far as the work.
Right.
We didn't want to proceed with getting our drawings and proceed with this project if it was gonna exceed what our costs were gonna be. So this is a legitimate estimate without mechanicals of where we would be, which is, we're gonna have to add in a temporary housing, which is like one of the buildings, I think, we would have to set outside on the concrete pad for overnight stays while this is being worked on.
Get your storage container there, Jeff and Jeff. Just put some cops in there and a coffee maker.
Just a coffee maker.
And I did a little research, since we moved the bunk rooms, I think they can stay where they're at during construction. So that won't be an issue, but
Bathrooms?
we're gonna need bathrooms and showers. And so I've looked into that, and there are rental companies that rent standalone
That's gonna be the next step.
that you can tie them directly into sewer or septic, or you can have them pumped weekly. So I think that would be probably the easiest option. I looked into a few that have a combination where you can walk in and it's a toilet, a sink, and a shower in one unit, and you can get a 2-unit or a 3-unit or 4-unit.
Anywhere from 1,200 to
As we do this
3,000.
renovation, the firehouse only has 2 bathrooms and we're renovating both. So
Yep.
there will not
We
be
don't have a choice for that.
bathrooms or showers for the period that the construction goes on. So we need to address that.
My next concern is gonna be the timeliness of the time of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, if we are to rent a place like that, is it heated? Is it gonna be something that's gonna, we're gonna have to spend a lot of time maintaining, keeping it from freezing up?
Well, and I was even thinking it potentially would be in the bay.
That was my next question. I was thinking maybe if we were to put something inside.
Yeah.
We would,
The one I talked to the gentleman, the water supply is garden hose.
we'd hook it up.
It has an internal tank and a hot water heater and stuff like that. You just hook electric and water to it.
But you're gonna need
And in that case, you have to have a contract with somebody that's gonna come and pump the septic portion or the tank.
Right.
Well, usually that company will come and do it that you're renting it from, but you're looking at a lot of money to have one of them monthly.
Yeah, I didn't
Just for a
get
weekend.
any pricing yet, but I did look into it just to see what our options were.
Just for a weekend, they run anywhere from 1,200 to 3,000. So I'm sure you can get a monthly deal, but it's gonna add cost the longer you have it.
Well, and maybe we don't order it until we need it.
Water's turned off this day,
Yeah.
we'll turn it back on next week.
The priority is the bathroom. Do the bathrooms first.
Well, that's gonna be our next challenge as far as I can see. I think we're in the ballpark of where we need to be as far as our cost. Now it's gonna be coming up with accommodations during the process.
What's the mechanical going on this, the drawings?
I think they were 12,000. And they have to go to the county.
And that was,
They require you to have mechanical drawings now for all commercial
what was
projects.
that, 202?
Yes.
Is it probably looking anywhere from 250 to 300?
I would think so. I was liking to stay around the two. I'm wondering if there's other things we can do.
Right. Does that include replacing all the windows and stuff?
No.
That all needs to be done.
Right, that needs to be done. I wanted to do that when people were there working. I don't know that all of it needs to be replaced. I think there's 2 seals that are bad. The other ones just need, trim.
From all that termite damage?
Termite.
Oh.
They're the 2 talking about the. Yeah, I think the 2 that seals are bad, but yeah, those damage, but the other ones were just need a little bit of.
We don't want the windows falling out of the buildings.
I didn't have them address that. I was focused on this since this was ending.
That's good. Falls right in. I like it.
That's all I had.
Mr. Sheldon, you have anything new? I don't believe I do. I took too much on hold.
All righty. Community comments. Richard.
Oh, well, I told you guys that I was gonna come, on the farmer's market. I mean, I think it's been going pretty good. I mean, we're probably averaging about 30. I think what we'd like to do in September, well, I
Tomorrow,
guess number 1, what's that?
I said tomorrow.
Well, next Thursday. But I guess first we'd like to extend the dates to, I think it's October 16th, the 3rd Thursday. I do honey, which I might be out by then, I don't know. But then the one lady, they're taking orders for Thanksgiving turkeys and that sort of thing. And then the other guy does some of the fall harvest type pumpkins and that. So I think, we could all still be bringing something. And, we're still waiting for, hopefully, I'd like to see 2 or 3 other people, in the community show up to sell something. But just for us 3 that have been there weekly, I think we'll have stuff we can sell into October. And then along with that, I guess to gather information to where then we can make a suggestion for next year. We get some people that say, well, I wish you guys were open longer, so I can stop them. So we'd like to do starting next Thursday through October 16th, just do 1 to 6. Just add that extra hour and basically, in a sense, put it to vote. If we get more people coming from 1 to 2, next year we'll probably ask for 1 to 5 again. If we get those driving home from work and we get a pretty good crowd for 5 to 6, then we'll probably ask for 2 to 6 next year. But just to get the information, you know, see what people really do, what brings in the most people, whether it is that earlier hour or whether it is, you know, do get people that are coming home from work in that, you know, that 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock time where, you know, they will stop off and get some stuff since if they're not passing Kroger on the way home or something. But that's the two things, you know. But like I say, overall, I mean, I've been happy with how many buyers we've been getting. I mean, we're actually still getting people that are just stopping in for the first time. You know, I think we're over the hump of them figuring out we're not down at the firehouse anymore and that sort of thing. But we had the high week of 47, which, you know, for sitting out here with no real businesses around for lunch hour, I think it's pretty good. But, you know, but I think we're probably averaging 30 to 35 cars that stop and buy.
This doesn't affect you by changing any of the, you kind of volunteer to do it. I mean,
Yeah,
you think
whatever
that's
you
what
want,
the best,
sir.
yeah, whatever you want to do with it. So,
Well,
I
mean,
appreciate
hey,
you running it by us, but I think it's fine.
yeah, Mike, if you're listening, I mean, I'll change the 5 to a 6 on the sign out there. I don't want you to have to do this. But I think that's the only thing. I did hear though, I didn't even know you guys were doing it. I don't know who did it even, but somebody told me they saw a flyer at LCNB. So there are some you did that. So there are some flyers that say 1 to 5, but I think putting a post out on Facebook and I'll change my 2 signs and stuff. And I mean, that's probably all we need to do. Well, I don't think we got to go crazy going from 1 to 5 to 1 to 6 for a few weeks.
I think help you guys out and help the residents out. They can't get there till later. I think it's good move.
Yeah, and I am happy I've gotten money from all you 4 sitting right there this year. So.
Yeah. 5.
Well,
He said these 4. Yeah.
And Jenny has all the money.
She works all day.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the Goshen commuter. He probably goes to Goshen Grind down there every Thursday.
Maybe. I might have my own chair there. In a month.
Well, I did see you like the Facebook post one week, so that's something. So anyway, I don't know if you guys got to do official vote or whether you just say, yeah, that's fine. But that's all I wanted, the little changes here towards the end of the market.
Nah.
How about it?
Anybody take issue with it?
There
you go.
I will have Mikey change the sign tomorrow.
Look at the camera and tell him.
Well, I asked if he heard him, he said I did not. He's probably having a cool down moment. Just real quick with all the events, obviously, the Bright Acres Carnival will be this Saturday, September 6th from 11 to 3, right around here. We have all the carnival games, the ring toss, the cakewalk. We'll have the dunking booth. Thanks to Chief Pegram, we'll have the squad and the fire engine up here. Food trucks, Alchemy Burgers will be here. The Citrus Stop, bubble tea, I believe. Face painting, petting zoo, all the things. And then 9 Lincoln will be having their car show on Saturday, September 20th up at the firehouse from 9 to 2. And then I've had a gentleman stop by today. His name is Danny. He was at an auction, and it was one of those auctions where I guess he had to buy the lot. Well, he has about 8 to 9 cafeteria tables. He said he is willing to give us for free. We do not have space to store them.
We already have a bunch of cabinets.
Well, that's what I said. I told him, I said, I don't think we can store them anywhere, but I'll reach out. I don't know if the firehouse needs any or whatever, but I told him if you guys are interested, I have his phone number to pass along.
Pretty cool too.
We're busting at the seams.
Okay,
Yeah.
we are too. He's like, they're for free. I said, well, I understand that, but if we don't have a place to put them.
Anybody want some cafeteria?
Cafeteria folding tables.
Zach?
You got a nice big barn out there, you can set them up.
Busting at the seams too.
I do have a question, and I don't know. I got a call earlier, about and I believe it was, Sarah that ran the farmer's market. She also did the Christmas market, whatever it's called, at the firehouse.
Oh, that Chris, yeah.
Whatever Christmas.
Holidays, yeah, like the vendor holiday something or another.
Was that her? Is that right? It wasn't, I think it wasn't Bright Acres.
Oh, no.
No. Gotcha.
You guys do.
We do the Christmas in July here, yeah.
Gotcha. I got a call if I could send them an application. I'm like, no, I really can't because I don't know if it's gonna happen. So I don't know if she'd reach out to any of you. I haven't heard from her about wanting to do that again.
The holiday market, that's what it was called. Yeah.
Anybody else? Any comments? None? Nothing? Do you have any correspondence, Jim? I have a motion to pay the bills.
Make a motion, Tim? You make the motion, I'll second. I think we said it.
Okay. Motion to adjourn. So moved.
Thank you.